If you've broken up recently, then there's a very good chance that your ex was not truthful with you. They either straight up lied about the reasons for wanting to break up, or at the very least, they withheld the full truth. I'm Brad Browning, and in this video, I will explain exactly why it's so likely that your ex lied to you, what their motivations were, and what it actually means for your chances of getting back together. Now, as I said off the top, it's extremely likely that your ex did lie to you about the reasons for the breakup. Now, I'm referring specifically to what he or she actually said when they broke up with you, or during the discussions that took place around that time. Because the simple fact of the matter is that in almost all breakups, the person who initiates the breakup, or the person whose idea it was to end the relationship, they lie. And this is most likely the case for your breakup too. The question is, of course, why did your ex lie? And what does it mean for you in your attempts to get him or her back and start a new relationship? Well, first off, there's three main reasons why people are dishonest when breaking up. So number one is to cover up their deceitful or their disloyal behaviors. Thankfully, this is actually by far the least common reason that people lie about a breakup, but sometimes people will come up with excuses or bogus reasons for a breakup because they've done something that they want to keep hidden from you. So usually, that means cheating, becoming involved with somebody new, that kind of thing. As you can imagine, most people don't want their ex to know that they've been cheated on, so they'll use excuses or lies to cover up whatever they've done and avoid the truth from coming out. Now, the lies may be due to guilt, out of fear that their ex will, try to get revenge, or, as I'll talk about in a second, to actually just avoid hurting your feelings. So the second reason that people lie after breakup is to avoid unnecessary drama or emotions. Now, this is a lot more common, and it is, it's pretty understandable. Let's imagine, for instance, that you're about to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend after a 2-year relationship. So in this case, let's say the real reason why you want to break up is because you've simply fallen out of love and you know that there's somebody else out there that you'll be more compatible with. So you decide to break up. But, think about it. Do you really want to tell this person that you've been with for 2 years the real truth? Do you really want to go through the process of explaining your feelings to your ex, knowing that he or she is going to put up a fight or, demand to know more details? Oftentimes, people fear the emotions, the confrontation, and the drama that do come along with a breakup. So they'll lie. Or at the very least, avoid telling the complete truth, just in order to minimize the fallout and keep things as civil and drama-free as possible. And the third reason people lie is to avoid hurting their ex's feelings. This one is, by far the most common reason people lie during a breakup. Generally speaking, breaking up is very difficult for both parties involved, and most people feel horrible knowing that they have to cause their ex a lot of pain by dropping the breakup bombshell. It's almost impossible to stop caring about somebody that you once loved just overnight. And regardless of how long you've been together with your ex, I can almost guarantee that he or she still has feelings for you. So in order to minimize the heartache and avoid hurting you any more than is absolutely necessary, your ex may lie or just not share the full story about why he or she actually wanted to break up. Why would your ex want to tell you that they're breaking up with you because they've found somebody new or because they're no longer physically attracted to you? So telling a white lie to justify the breakup, for instance, saying things like, we've just grown apart, or I don't have time for a serious relationship right now, that's going to be a lot less painful than telling the truth. So those are the three biggest reasons why people lie during a breakup. Now, I want to help you figure out whether your ex lied to you during the breakup. Maybe you are one of the rare cases where your ex was truthful, but probably not. So first, let's talk about some of the most common excuses that people give in order to cover up the true reasons for wanting to break up. Now, the most common, of course, is the famous, "It's not you, it's me." Now, that's just a stupid, meaningless statement that is, hopefully mostly only used in movies. But if you do hear your ex say something like that, that's a 100% sure sign that they are covering up the truth. And similarly, other blatantly obvious excuses people use include saying things like, "I just need some time alone," or "We both need some time apart," or "I'm not ready for a real relationship right now." All of these are, they're obviously generic statements that offer no real information or details. So they're usually just another way of saying, "I'd rather not get into it," or, "I don't want to tell you the real reasons." And other common excuses or partial truths, often include things like, "I'm starting a new job in a month and I won't have time to see you very much anymore." Or, "We live a 2-hour drive from one another. It's just not feasible to stay together." Or even, "I just need to focus on school or work right now." Sometimes people even use, just a single incident or issue, like, "You're just so disorganized and you always show up late," or "Your friends hate me." They'll use that kind of thing to explain why they wanted to break up. And oftentimes, these kinds of statements may be completely true. Maybe your ex really is going to be very busy at his or her, new job, or they really do hate how disorganized and chronically late you are. But they're typically just convenient excuses rather than the full, actual core reason for wanting to break up. Now, some of you watching may be wondering how I can say for certain that your ex was lying or not being fully honest, when they do say things like this during a breakup. And that is a fair question. Who am I to say that your ex isn't really just too busy to continue your relationship? Well, the answer to that is simple. Love and attraction will overpower logic and reasoning every time. So if your ex was madly in love with you, if the very thought of you made him or her get butterflies in their stomach, if they couldn't imagine life without you, then those practical, logical reasons for breaking up really wouldn't matter one bit. And that's how I can be so confident that your ex wasn't telling you the truth when they explained why they wanted to break up. Because anyone who was desperately in love wouldn't allow a busy work schedule or their partner's annoying habit to ruin the relationship. So even if your ex was being 100% truthful when he or she said, the breakup was due to living 2 hours apart or lack of common interests or disapproving parents or whatever, that isn't the true underlying reason for your breakup. In the vast majority of cases, the true root cause of breakups is a loss of attraction. And when I say attraction and a loss of attraction, I'm not just talking about, sexual chemistry. I mean both the physical and emotional attraction. The glue that holds together every romantic relationship. The fact is that your ex's attraction has faded, and even if he or she doesn't realize it, that loss of attraction is the real reason for your breakup. And it's also why your ex's reasons and justifications for breaking up aren't fully truthful. Now, what does this really mean for you in terms of actually getting back together with your ex? Well, to be honest, it's great news. It means that all you have to do is rebuild that attraction. Rebuild that sexual and emotional chemistry, bring back those butterflies in your ex's stomach so that he or she won't care, about any logical or rational reasons for breaking up, because the love and the attraction that they feel towards you will overpower any obstacles or second thoughts. Now, if you want to know how to actually rebuild your ex's attraction to the point where they really can't help but take you back, well, get started by watching my full tutorial video for free at breakupbrad.com. Because in that video, I reveal some crucial facts that you need to know in order to get your ex back, as well as several psychological techniques that you can use to start changing how they feel about you and your potential future together as a couple. Again, you can watch that full tutorial for free at breakupbrad.com. But now, before we end this video, I do want to give you one final word of advice here. Please don't actually accuse your ex of lying to you. Of course, as we talked about, that is probably the case. They probably have lied to you to some degree. That doesn't mean that you should go and demand answers or confront them about it. Calling your ex a liar or demanding the truth is pretty much guaranteed to make matters worse. Remember that it's actually very likely that your ex was lying just to avoid causing you unnecessary heartache and not to be deceitful. Plus, as you probably already gathered, those lies don't actually matter when it comes to getting him or her back. It's all about rebuilding their attraction for you to the point where the logical reasons that led to your breakup no longer matter. So there's no sense in causing conflict over this. Just be aware that your ex wasn't telling you the full truth. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Best of luck out there, and see you again soon.